Hello, everyone, and welcome to Boredom Busters. This is a new show that we're launching here on KELOLAND Plus with me, your host, Maddie Paul, and now my co-host, Perry Groten. And Perry, you've known Boredom Busters for so long.
Forever.
I know, like this is maybe not your baby, but a passed along baby, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, Boredom Busters has been a staple of our weekend morning shows since going back to the late 1990s. We've been on the air that long. It started off on Saturday mornings, and we grew to a Sunday morning newscast. Kind of get an idea that people want to know what's going on for the weekend. Sometimes the weekend can catch up on people, and they realize, what are we going to do for the weekend?
Yeah, what am I going to do? And then they listen to you, because what do you do for Boredom Busters on the newscast?
Well, we usually try to include all kinds of activities, especially geared toward families with young children, you know, and also things like fundraisers and things like that. Activities that how people want to spend their weekends, you know, just fun stuff. A lot of times events are free that people always like to take advantage of that. Otherwise, there's all kinds of sporting events taking place or car shows, or this weekend, of course, is the Sanford International. So there's always a lot going on in KELOLAND over the weekends.
And what you do on the newscast is you just read these events that are going on to keep people informed. But now here on KELOLAND Plus, we're switching the game a little bit. We're going to keep Boredom Busters on our newscast, but we're expanding our ways to enjoy the KELOLAND community, especially on the weekends. Whether you're looking for food, family-friendly fun, or a way to give back, this show, Boredom Busters, shows you local weekend events and activities that bring neighbors together. So you'll hear from business owners, community leaders, and supporters, as well as KELOLAND reporters and meteorologists, as we bring them right here to this digital desk so that they can talk to us and we can all learn some more about what's going on this weekend so we can really have that boredom busted. And Perry, we started off right away by asking our own meteorologist, Scott Munt, what is the weather even going to be looking like? Because we don't want the rain.
But it sounds like it's going to cooperate for the most part.
I think so. Here's that interview. Check it out. Scott, I know that there's going to be some scattered showers, maybe some thunderstorms expected this weekend.
Well, you're right. And, you know, people that don't want to be bored want to get out and do stuff, right?
That's right. That's the whole point of the show.
Now, the timing is for Saturday, western South Dakota. May see more widespread rain. Eastern South Dakota, looking at a dry day for Saturday. It's Sunday. The longer we go through the day on Sunday, the better chance we have rain in eastern South Dakota. The way things look right now, I would not be surprised if things hold off until maybe after 4 or 5 o'clock east of the James River Valley. And in the meantime, it'll be a warm day, warm weekend.
That's what I need. I mean, if we're going to get outside, Scott, I want to get out.
But these fall activities, any fall activities, it won't feel like fall. It'll feel more like summer. Yeah. So what do you want?
Yeah. Well, I mean, how's that going to affect like the final 2 rounds of the Sanford International? Is it going to be winds and that kind of thing? Is that going to be a factor at all?
Well, it doesn't look like the wind should be too much of a problem for Saturday. They'll pick up a little bit on Sunday from the south, keep this warm air in place. But again, I think they should be rain-free for the weekend. Saturday, yes, dry. Sunday, man, it might be a little questionable toward the end of it. But right now, I'd say expect dry conditions, but it will be a little windy. That's a good point. Strong south winds on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've been pretty lucky over the last few weekends with rain holding off for a lot of these outdoor events.
Right. Now, again, last weekend it felt more like fall, as it should. Now, this weekend, you know, we're going the opposite way. We're going back in the summer. And a little bit of humidity out there, too. So, now just keep in mind if you're in western South Dakota, you'll probably have these showers, thunderstorms to contend with. It's eastern KELOLAND that it looks like. Any plans that you have, I would go ahead and keep Saturday. It's Sunday that gets a little more questionable. Maybe if you live in central South Dakota, probably a better chance for the showers and thunderstorms, and then again slowly making their way to the east as we go through the day on Sunday.
So I don't need to cancel my plans.
I wouldn't. You know, you're far, unless you're traveling out west.
Unless I'm going west?
Yeah.
Road trip? Boys, we packing up?
Packing up. Go? Let's get them going.
Out west in the rain? I can splash around in the rain, Scott.
And again, you know, they can use the rain in western South Dakota.
Well, not for their weekend activities.
Right. If you have some weekend activities, then it'll be a damper, won't it?
We want the summer weather.
You need that boo sound effect that I have in
You punch
Perry-
that
on
up?
my stream deck.
Perry, I need Perry, I need your opinion.
That's what I hear every
Okay.
time
Are
we're
you
doing
more
the
of
weather.
listen, Perry? Are you more of a summer person or a fall person,
Oh,
weather-wise?
Summer.
Okay, so
summer.
Perry and I are on the same vibe here, Scott.
Don't you get tired of being hot?
No.
You don't want to. Variety is the spice of life.
A pumpkin spice?
You just make that up? I gotta write that down.
But yeah, there's your recorder
Variety is the
notebook.
spice of
Here,
life.
here's your blue pen too.
Get going, boys.
This is gold. This is gold. Well, speaking of variety, I guess variety of weather types. What are we gonna see for the week next week then?
Man, you really want a lot out of it. The next, like the whole next
the whole next week.
We'll start warm, 80s, then we'll slowly cool to the 70s. But we'll keep our chances around for rain. I would say better chances for rain for next week compared to what we just had this week in eastern Kettleland. So as these temperatures cool, we'll bring in better chances for rain, but it will remain humid too, with numbers for dew points in the 60s. So you still feel that humidity next week.
So I guess the bottom
Won't
line
feel like fall anytime soon.
Bottom line for people going out and about this weekend, attending the events, maybe bring some water along or something. Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated because we have temperatures in the 90s forecast for tomorrow for Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Our record for Saturday is 96. And don't be surprised if we have numbers in the low 90s, maybe pushing that record.
And we're typically not that used to having those kind of temperatures. We're now in the middle of September.
Right. That's why we'll be in record territory or close to that. The average high temperature is around 76, 75 degrees.
What about bugs? You think bugs will be out?
Oh, yeah.
Should I
They're
bring
not
my
going. They're
mosquito
not going.
spray?
We haven't had a hard freeze or anything. They're not going anywhere. But the wind on Sunday, there may be a harder time for them to be buzzing around your face.
Buzzing around, annoying me. That's what always happens. Well, Scott, thank you for joining us, giving us a little update about the weekend forecast. Well, it looks pretty pleasant, Perry. I think we're all good to go.
No bugs here, right?
Let me get my lemongrass spray, just get you a little bit. Well, one thing that you brought up during that interview was the Sanford International. In fact, that's something that's been on our docket, at least, for this entire past week. So we checked in with one of our reporters to talk about what's going to be going on this weekend and what they can expect because they are a part of Sanford International. Stay with us. Travis Fossing is joining us next when we come back after the break. Welcome back to Boredom Busters. Before Travis Fossing grabbed his golf clubs and microphone to head out to the Minnehaha Country Club, Perry and I caught up with him to talk about all the weekend events at the Sanford International. Travis, you've had a pretty extensive week covering Sanford International, pretty much all of this week leading up to the big games this weekend. So why don't you start off by saying, there's something new every day leading up to Sanford International. What have you been seeing this week?
Oh, there's always something going on. You had Women's Day on Tuesday, plenty of pro-ams going on Wednesday and Thursday, and the course opened up to the public for the first time on Thursday, and it was free to attend as well, so people got their first chance to get back out onto the course. But there's been activities out there since Monday, so it is a full week leading up to the tournament Friday through Sunday.
And Travis, you first started covering the Sanford International in 2018 back when you were the Kettleland sports director. What was that like its first year?
Well, it was such a neat event because it was a true professional golf event. Sioux Falls has a lot of big sporting events coming into town, but not on the level of Major League Baseball or the NFL. And here you had something truly professional with the PGA Tour champions, the guys over 50 years old. But a lot of these names are the people that we grew up watching, or when people really fell in love with golf. These were the guys competing against Tiger Woods back in the early 2000s. And, just a lot of people started following golf, and these were the guys he was competing against, and they're the best in the world.
And the COVID-19 pandemic didn't even stop the tournament.
Yeah, they still had it that year. They were basically the first tournament, both at the PGA and the PGA Tour Champions level, to come back. First tournament back was in Sioux Falls. They didn't have fans that year, but they got out there and played.
If somebody who has never been to a Sanford International before, what can they expect to see?
Well, once you get in the gates, you can pretty much wander where you want as long as you follow the rules and stay between the ropes as far as the fans go, not between the ropes where the golfers go. But, that's a great part about it is you can follow along with the people that you want to see. You can sit down and watch one hole for group after group. And they've got food and beverages out on the course. They have different activities in different areas on the course that you can check out. And there's just a lot to see and do, even for the casual golf fan.
Are the players themselves pretty approachable?
Well, maybe not when they're playing.
After they're done? Or?
Yeah, a lot of times they're willing to sign some autographs, and you have different areas where they're maybe blocked off to the public, but a lot of the golfers do come back out and want to meet and chat with the fans and just be respectful when you're out there as well.
Perry, are you looking for an autograph?
Yeah.
He just wants to know for himself.
I want to play.
He wants to get in there.
Yeah, that's what I was warning. Be respectful. I was talking about Perry. So.
Look out for Perry on the golf course. But Travis, you're actually a part of Sanford International too, right?
Yeah, I do the opening ceremonies and the closing ceremonies each year, and the closing ceremonies will come up on Sunday right around 5:15. So that's where they hand out the trophy to the winner, and there will be a new winner this year. Steve Stricker's won it 3 years in a row, but he's not here because he had surgery in August, so he's unable to play. But one of the familiar people out there is Miguel Angel Jimenez. He's number 1 in the rankings right now with PGA Tour champions, and he's one of the past champions, one of the few past champions. There's been 7 overall, but Stricker's won 4 of them. So only 3 other guys have won this tournament, and Miguel is one of them. So.
And Saturday, there's a Greats of the Game event?
Yeah, Greats of the Game, and it's an interesting one because you've got golfers with Andy North and Sir Nick Faldo, who doesn't play in a lot of events anymore, but they're going to be paired with some NFL players, some former NFL stars with Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Chris Carter, and then you have Rondé Barber as well. So a couple of football greats being teamed up with North and Sir Nick.
So now we really know why Perry's going to be out, and he's going to look for the football players. Well, Travis, is there anything else that you think people should know about Sanford International or going out to watching the games?
Well, if you've never been out there, it's worth checking out. It's just a fun atmosphere, just wandering around the golf course and checking out some of the players and just experiencing it. So if you haven't done it, do it. And, you got a lot of people that come back year after year. And, maybe you'll fall in love with it and want to come out and volunteer the next year for it. So, check it out.
Okay, I'll grab my gloves, get the caddies. Okay. Let's get out there, boys.
I'd rather drive a cart.
All right. Well, Perry can drive the cart. And that's Sanford International with Travis Foston giving us more details. We have plenty of stories on KELOLAND.com about what you need to know if you go out to Sanford International. And if you're just curious about what they've been doing this entire week, I highly recommend checking it out on KELOLAND.com. And stick around for Boredom Busters because up next, we're talking about the 9th annual Oktoberfest, returning right here to Sioux Falls at Remedy Brewing Company. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Boredom Busters, a full day of great beer, food, and festive vibes. Get ready for the 9th annual Oktoberfest at Remedy Brewing Company. We have Aaron Nelson joining us from Remedy to talk more about this exciting event. Aaron, why don't you start it off for us? The 9th annual year, right?
Yes.
What makes this year different?
So we have kept growing and growing every single year. It's just, it's taken off. Like, it's almost to the point where we've completely broke the mold from what we've done in previous years, and we're kind of having to almost start from scratch. And so we're kind of in a little bit of a rebuilding of trying to make it just bigger and better for, everybody and family, and, just trying to make it awesome for everyone.
And how do you go about doing that?
Oh, man.
It's a tall order, isn't it?
It kind of is. It kind of is. Well, there was, unfortunately, there's German Fest doesn't take place anymore in Sioux Falls, so we've are slowly picking up the reins from what people have been missing out on with German Fest. And so we're trying to slowly grow our Oktoberfest and try to give that back to the community for, things that they've been missing out on. So we're going to have the hammer and nail game, stein holding competitions. I mean, great beer, great food. And the weather looks like it's going to be awesome for the whole entire event too.
Wait, what's the hammer and nail game?
So Technically, it's Hammerschlagen, but we can't technically say Hammerschlagen.
Oh, okay.
So it's hammer and nail game.
Yeah, you mentioned that this is almost becoming kind of a de facto German fest. That attracts huge crowds to downtown Sioux Falls. What kind of crowds do you expect for an event like this?
Oh man, like throughout the whole entire day, I mean, we've seen like over 2,000 people show up in one hit. I know that last year, I mean, it was just people were kind of banging down the doors to try to get in. It was absolutely amazing. I think last year was our biggest year that we've had. We're hoping that this year is going to be even bigger, and we have a lot of fun things going on.
I guess the big question in my mind, and probably in a lot of people's mind, is why do you celebrate Oktoberfest in September?
So the quickest answer that I can give is back in the day, there was a prince of Bavaria married the princess of... anyway, the two kingdoms came together, and it was like a big to-do that the two kingdoms came together. And so they started celebrating it every single year. This actually took place in October, but they realized it was also harvest season. It was getting a little bit colder. So they kind of pulled it back into September a little bit. And now it's like, I want to say it's like a 4-week-long celebration that takes place starting mid-September and then goes into October.
And you certainly don't have to be German to celebrate Oktoberfest,
Oh gosh, no,
right?
not at all, not at all. All the beer's still good.
Are you going to dress up? I want to know if you're going to dress up.
I already have.
Lederhosen?
I already have my Lederhosen. I'm ready to go.
What's the hat called? I'm always interested in that little German hat people wear.
I forget the name of that as well.
Yeah.
The little German hat.
The little German hat.
there you
I always
go.
think of it like that. But you know, Aaron, I'm not much of a beer drinker.
Okay.
And so if I came out to Oktoberfest and I really wanted to experience great beer, what's a great recommendation that you would have?
So if you're not really a big beer drinker, I mean, besides beer, we do offer other things too. You know, wine, ciders, meads. We have a plethora of non-alcoholic beverages too. So we even have stuff for people that are gluten sensitive as well. So we have something a little bit for everybody. But if you're not like just like a hardcore German beer drinker, I mean, we do have like our Brew and Gold, which is just is nice, very bright, crisp, easy drinking. I think we'll have our Kolsch out that day. Once again, really nice and bright. We have a couple sour beers, like our Huckleberry Sour, basically tastes like huckleberry pie in a glass.
Wow.
Yeah, so something a little bit for everyone.
Yeah, if people are unfamiliar with Remedy Brewing Company, give us a little history of this very unique business.
Oh, man. So how to start this? Basically,
where do you start?
Yeah, where to start? Basically, like almost all things happened. It all started in a garage. And it was basically just 3 college friends just brewing beer together as a small way to kind of get around being under 21 and not being able to buy beer. So they're like, well, to buy all the ingredients for it, you know, you don't have to be 21. And so, boom, a brewery was born.
Wow. And you know, you were saying that there's non-alcoholic beverages. Is this a family-friendly event that you would say? Like, can kids come out?
Oh yeah, totally family-friendly. You know, we tell everybody we're pet-friendly. So if you have any furry ones, by all means, bring them. Just make sure on a leash. We're kid-friendly. Same scenario. Make sure they're on a leash. But we do tell everybody we are a brewery.
That almost went past me, Aaron. I was like, wait a second.
But we do tell everybody we are a brewery, so they might go home learning some new words. But no, we're completely family friendly. We've seen people bring their kids in all the time. We've seen, you know, just like families. It's a really good atmosphere. We have a huge patio, so you know it's nice for the adults can sit at the table and the kids can go play games on the patio, hang out, do their thing also.
You said it's a pet-friendly event, and I remember back in the day, I think German Fest hosted dachshund races. Are you going to be doing those?
Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing dachshund races this year. We're hoping that next year for the big 10-year anniversary, we can kind of bring that back, though.
Okay, and then what are you most looking forward to, Aaron?
Oh, man. The beer.
Let's keep it simple.
No, our boys do a bang out job with creating some amazing Oktoberfest beer. But one of the highlights of the day is always the stein holding competition, and so that's always a blast to watch. So it's a lot of fun.
How does that work?
Yeah.
Oh man, so basically it is a huge beer stein. You have to hold your arm straight out.
Wait, is this the cup thing?
Yeah.
Like the giant
mug
one?
and everything.
Yeah,
Yep, the whole beer stein. You hold your cup out and you basically have to see how long you can keep your arm extended without spilling any beer, without falling backwards, without doing any of that. So it's a lot of fun to watch. The whole crowd gets into it.
I have no arm strength. I feel like I wouldn't be able to even hear a regular mug.
That's fine. I mean, just have a couple beers. Get your beer muscles going.
My confidence up. That's what all it is.
We have categories for men and women competitions and everything. And actually, last year the gal that won for the women's, actually, her time beat out all the men's for that day.
Let's go.
So, I know. So, and then she actually won the year prior too. So hopefully she comes back and,
She's a
takes
ringer.
that on. Yeah.
What do they win?
They win a trophy, bragging rights, some beer.
For me, it's the bragging rights,
I mean,
right?
it really
Like,
is
I'm
all about
that
the bragging
strong.
rights at the end of the day,
Well,
But-
Aaron, what else should people know about coming out to Oktoberfest? We're wrapping up on time. So what's your last thoughts?
Yeah, come on out. We're going to have music the whole entire day. We have the Brass Holes there in the afternoon. We have Denim and Judd Hoos playing in the evening. Doors are going to open up at 11. Tickets for the beer fest are $45, and that's all the beer that you can sample. We also have the home brewer is going to be there, and that's free to sample as well. So just come out with some good vibes and get ready to party and have some fun.
And the location?
So it's going to be right at our downtown location, right on 8th and Railroad. So stop on down. Plenty of parking, but yeah, should be a good time.
Or walk out. If you got to get your arm strength, you got to get your leg strength too, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Aaron, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much
Awesome.
for joining us here at the Digital Desk for Boredom Busters. Everyone stick around because up next, Perry is reading the Boredom Busters list so you can know all Saturday and Sunday events. Welcome back to Boredom Busters. It's the time that everyone's been waiting for. What Boredom Busters is known for. Perry Groten reading the list.
Right
Both
here.
Saturday and Sunday. We got it all ready for you to go so you know what you can do this weekend. Perry, I'm going to let you take it away. Why don't we start with Saturday?
Okay, here we go. Saturday, there's a lot going on. The Fall Parade of Homes features more than 40 new homes located throughout the Sioux Falls area. You can tour the homes from 1 to 5 today, as well as tomorrow and next weekend. It costs $5 to tour the 2 feature homes. Otherwise, the rest of the homes are free to see. And it's round 2 of the Sanford International taking place at Minnehaha Country Club. Gates open at 8 a.m. The first group tees off at 10:15. There's going to be a Greats of the Game 9-hole challenge at 3:15. A volunteer appreciation party takes place at 4 p.m., followed by an after party on the driving range at 5 o'clock.
Ooh, I like the after party idea.
Yeah, don't stay up too late, though. Indigenous Artists of the Prairie is a showcase of Native American art, crafts, music, and food. It's taking place at Good Earth State Park, southeast of Sioux Falls, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Roots of Brazil in Sioux Falls is hosting Roots Fest, an outdoor celebration of diversity taking place from noon to 8 p.m. Activities include live music, a food tent, and a kids zone.
Ooh, bounce houses? I hope there's bounce houses.
Oh,
That's
there
my
has to
favorite.
be. There has to be bounce houses. Here's a way to cool off in the heat. Sioux Falls Curling is hosting a Learn to Curl event at the Shields Iceplex. All equipment will be provided. The cost is $20. Registration starts at 6:30 with the session starting at 6:45 p.m.
Would you do it? Curling?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think I'd
kind of-
curl.
it's big from my home state of Minnesota. I know.
I was going to
it's big
say,
there.
if you're a northern person or a Minnesota person, that's pretty big. Canada, eh?
Yeah. Hey, let's curl. All right. I lost my place. Now you made me lose my place.
You got the Midwest Gold.
Oh, here we go. The Midwest Gold and Silver Coin Show features currency, stamps, and sports cards for sale and swapping at the Sioux Falls Convention Center. Today's hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and admission is free. You can pick your own apples during the Fall Festival at Country Apple Orchard, which is south of Sioux Falls. Other activities include a petting zoo, the Apple Cannon Range. There's something to shoot fire for.
Oh, my.
And a country candy store. The hours are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And the Auto Works Car and Coffee of Siouxland is a car show benefiting the St. Francis House. It's taking place from 8 to 11 a.m. at the Harrisburg Freshman Academy and includes food and bounce houses. Oh, there's your bounce
I
house.
know.
there.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah, along with raffle prizes and cash giveaways to those who show their cars. And of course, here's a staple of the summer months. Purchase fresh produce along with other homegrown and homemade items at the Falls Park Farmers Market. It's open every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. through October.
I bet you love reading that.
Oh, yeah.
Every weekend.
I'm getting used to that now. I can read it in my sleep practically. All right, you are invited to make your own check this out, beaded corn cobs and or mini yarn pumpkins at AMC Collective in Sioux Falls. The hours are 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The cost is $5 per item. You can also try your hand at rock painting for a free will donation that will go toward supplies. Here, the Granite Threshermen's Association is hosting a swap meet and vintage classic car show. It's taking place from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Threshing Grounds in Granite, Iowa. You can wind your way through corn mazes in Kelloland. Just bring your GPS, right? They include the Heartland Country Corn Maze southeast of Harrisburg, Yogi Bear's Jellystone Park in Sioux Falls, and the Streff Family Corn Maze in Salem, South Dakota. Ooh. The University of Sioux Falls is hosting Lifelight Ministries Z8 Night of Gospel-Centered Programming. The doors open at 6:30 tonight at the Stewart Center. The event begins at 7 p.m. Movies playing at the Historic State Theater in downtown Sioux Falls include Pee-wee's Big Adventure plus Stand and Deliver, both rated PG, plus Twinless, rated R. Ooh. The Wells Fargo Cinedome and Sweetman Planetarium features T-Rex, Mars, The Ultimate Voyage, 3-2-1 Liftoff, and Wings Over Water.
I like all these movie ones. Yeah, these make me happy.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies taking place.
Yes.
The Palace Theater in Laverne, Minnesota is featuring The Fantastic Four, rated PG-13. Showtime is 7 p.m. Tickets are $8 for adults and $6 for children. And new movie releases playing at a theater near you include Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, and The Long Walk, both rated R.
Adult movies.
Yeah.
All right. Perry, how about we move on onto our Sunday list?
All right, Sunday, here we go. Sunday is the final round of the Sanford International at Minnehaha Country Club. Now, the first group of players tees off at 7:55 a.m., so you got to get up pretty early if you want to watch that first group tee off. And there will be a Junior Golf Series Champions lunch at 12:30. The closing ceremony and trophy presentation begins at 5:15, but I suppose that time can be kind of flexible depending on if they have to go extra rounds to determine a winner.
Good point.
Yeah. The Fall Parade of Homes features 40 new homes on display. You can tour the homes from 1 to 5 p.m. as well as next week. The cost is $5 to tour the 2 feature homes, and all the rest of the homes are free to see. Ooh. St. Adrian Catholic Church in Adrian, Minnesota is hosting a fall festival that includes a roast beef meal, raffles, a country store, and a children's fair.
Sold.
Well, head on over to Minnesota. The festival goes from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. You're asked to make a free will donation. Here we go to pick your own apples again during the fall festival at Country Apple Orchard. Other activities include a petting zoo, apple cannon range, country candy store. The hours are 10 to 6. Here we go. Here's something I think Maddie's going to be interested in. The Cross Threads Fiber Guild is hosting Fiber Fun at the Old Courthouse Museum in downtown Sioux Falls. Everyone interested in knitting, crocheting, and needlework is invited to work on projects from 1 to 4. Now,
okay, Perry, at first I was like, oh, like fiber, like we're going to eat fiber? I was like, oh, that's great. Like that has health benefits. No, I'm a crochet person. I like to crochet, so that is definitely up my wheelhouse. Maybe I can make you one of those the pumpkin yarn things, but I can crochet it instead.
Yeah. Or make me a Boredom Busters sweater or something.
That would be fun. That would be a project. Ugh.
That would be a lot of work. And speaking of, here we go with the beaded corn cobs or mini yarn pumpkins at AMC Collective in Sioux Falls. Hours are 1 to 4. Cost is $5 per item, and you can try your hand at rock painting for a free will donation that goes towards supplies. Movies playing at the Historic State Theater in downtown Sioux Falls. They have a couple of new ones on Sunday. Harry Potter and the Prisoner am I saying that right? Azkaban. Rated PG. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, rated PG-13, plus Twinless, rated R. And the Wells Fargo Cinedome Sweetman Planetarium features T-Rex, Mars, The Ultimate Voyage, 3-2-1 Liftoff, and Wings Over Water. Palace Theater in Laverne, Minnesota is showing The Fantastic Four, rated PG. The matinee is at 2 p.m. Tickets are $8 for adults, $6 for children. And new movie releases playing at a theater near you, Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, and The Long Walk, both rated R.
I like how you say R.
So it's just like a pirate.
R. Perry the Pirate. Well, Perry, we did it. We completed our first episode of Boredom Busters. That's really it.
That went fast.
It did go fast. But, viewers, everyone, Perry, maybe you need to know this too. This airs every Friday at 5:30 at night, only here on Kelloland Plus. So make sure you stick around and catch this new episodes of Boredom Busters. Again, only on Kelloland Plus, 5:30 every Friday. Until next time, have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye-bye.